Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, coming back at you for the second part for the Supernatural Season 8 review. So I'm going to continue where I left off, so let's get started. Episode 7, A Little Slice of Kevin. Now, this one was where Kevin and his mom were on their own for the time being, and then Sam and Dean do eventually find them, but under different circumstances. And Kevin and his mom hired this witch to make demon bombs or whatever, but Crowley actually showed up at the last minute, and this witch or whatever made a deal with Crowley just to get Kevin. So they took Kevin, and then Kevin's mom escaped barely and went to Sam and Dean for help just to get Kevin back. And then they go to see Kevin, and Castiel actually shows up again, coming back from purgatory. Dean actually sees him a few times before he actually reveals himself officially to Dean and says, I don't know how I got back from purgatory or got out. And this chick Naomi actually confronted Castiel, but in his mind or whatever, saying that we rescued you from purgatory. A few angels killed themselves just to get you out. And they do eventually find out where Kevin is, and Kevin reveals to Crowley that there is a spell to close the gates of hell on the angel tablet, or a demon tablet. It's one of those. And Crowley's like, so it's true. And that's where Castiel and Sam and Dean and them go to rescue Kevin and break in and all that, and kill a lot of demons in the process. And then Crowley and Castiel get into a little bit of a scuffle, and then part of the tablet or whatever breaks in half, or the tablet breaks in half, and Crowley runs away. And Kevin's rescued, and then Sam and Dean are talking to Cass, and I guess Cass is in his head talking to Naomi or something. So, yeah. I think this episode's getting a 4.5 out of 5 as well. Episode 8, Hunter Hiroshi. This is about this psychic or whatever, Fred, who can imagine, do things with his mind, like open portals or whatever. Kind of like the Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner stuff and all that. He imagines these cartoons, and everything that happens, like an explosion or something like that, comes to fruition. And it's used to hurt people, and this guy takes advantage of Fred with his powers just to get money and steal stuff from banks and all that. And Sam and Dean tried to stop him. And Sam and Castiel were there just trying to talk to Fred to get him to get control of what this guy's using him for. So, yeah, he eventually does wake up from that dream or whatever he was in his head. And, yeah, he stops the guy or whatever doing that in the process. So, yeah, this episode was actually not too bad. It had a little bit of humor in it. So, a 4.5 out of 5. Episode 9, Citizen Fang. This is where Benny's coming back again, but going to see his granddaughter or whatever. Or something like that. And she's just trying to live a normal life, or trying to. And then Sam and Dean get involved because there's someone murdering people. Vampires on the loose murdering people, but Sam thinks it's Benny, and so does Martin, who comes into this and gets an investigation on Benny, or gets a tail on Benny. So Martin is actually the one following Benny. And Sam and Martin kind of don't agree with what Dean's doing with Benny or whatever because he's a vampire. Because they think Benny's the one killing these people in this town. And yeah, they do find out that someone else is killing these people, and they stop him. And then Dean kind of went a different direction to get rid of Sam, but Martin... That's unfortunate what happened to Martin. He sadly got killed by Benny because he was bugging his... kind of threatening to hurt his granddaughter or whatever, so he had no choice. He didn't want to do that, but he was forced to. So Martin got killed, Benny got away. Sam actually ran into his ex or whatever, Amelia, because Dean screwed him over. Dean pulled a fast one on him and tricked him. Because the call said it was from Amelia, but it wasn't Amelia. Or Tex or whatever. Something like that, I don't know. But yeah, after that, it shows Amelia at the end of the episode, I think, or something like that. And then that's pretty much where it cuts off. Episode 9 is getting a 4.5 out of 5. Episode 10, Torn and Frayed. This is the next part on what happens with Sam and Amelia when they meet again. And they try to hook back up again, but Dean's trying to get him back on the road and all that, and Sam doesn't want to because he's pissed at Dean for what he did with the Benny thing. And there's this Samandriel, I think the angel's name was, at that auction place that was talking to Dean about Castiel. He's been kidnapped by Crowley and being used to find where the angel tablet is or whatever. Or trying to find out more about the demon tablet or something like that. So Crowley's seeking information on that. And yeah, it doesn't do too bad, this episode. They do rescue Samandriel, but Naomi wants Castiel to kill him. Because Samandriel's like they're controlling as Castiel. Because and Castiel sadly stabbed him. And he had to make up some kind of lie to Sam and Dean saying Samandriel attacked me. And I had no choice to kill him. But yeah, Sam and Dean were there at the time because Castiel was trying to get help from Sam and Dean at the same time to find Samandriel. And Crowley finds out there's an angel tablet. So yeah. This episode's getting a 4.5 out of 5 as well. It's not too bad. Episode 11, LARP and the Real Girl. This was where Charlie comes in, and this is kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of episode about orcs, elves, all that stuff. They do this RPG thing, but in real life, and act out their roles and their characters and all that, which is kind of funny. And someone takes this game too seriously and kills one of the members that are playing the game. And then someone else gets killed while being questioned by the police and Sam and Dean as well. And this person or whatever is using dark magic to do this. And that's where Charlie comes in, because they find a video or whatever online about this thing, and they're like, oh shit, we know who this is. They're like, really, Charlie? And that's where Charlie's like, oh crap. And like, I thought we were done after the Leviathan thing. They're like, nope. So there's someone else doing something with their game or whatever. And they do eventually find out who it is. It's a fairy or whatever that this guy or whatever is using a spell on to kill these people. And they do stop this guy, and Charlie kind of has a crush on this fairy or whatever because she's a girl. So she's a lesbian. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much what happens. This LARPing game went from pretty fun to a gruesome time. And at the end, Dean and Sam actually got to have a little fun, and Dean referenced the Braveheart thing. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. That was... And Charlie's like, is he referencing Braveheart? He's like, that's the only line he knows. That was funny. So yeah, this episode was pretty cute. And also some hilarious moments at the same time, so 5 out of 5. Episode 12, As Time Goes By. This is with Abaddon and John Winchester's father or whatever that comes in to this or whatever, but Sam and Dean find out about this Men of Letters thing that they didn't know about. They're like, your legacies. Well, his grandfather said, your legacies. And he's trying to get away from Abaddon just because he has this key or whatever to this supernatural place or whatever called the Men of Letters. It's like a bunker and has every book, spell, anything that's in it. And Abaddon wants this key that Henry's holding, Henry Winchester. And he finds out that his dad, that Sam and Dean's dad, John, well, Henry's son, John, is no more because he got killed. And yeah, Abaddon comes through that portal from this spell or whatever, trying to find Henry to kill him. And one of the Men of Letters that did survive that incident 50 to 60 years ago or something like that, I don't remember, got killed by Abaddon because he was a lot older. He had to use an alias to cover his real name. And Abaddon's just trying to find Henry, and he eventually does. She eventually does. And sadly, Henry dies. Abaddon almost got the key, but Dean chopped her head off at the end. And yeah. So, this episode's getting a 4.5 out of 5. It's pretty good. Episode 13, Everybody Hates Hitler. This was about the Thule or whatever, kind of like necromancy Nazis or whatever, that are going after Jews and all that, killing off Jews or something. This one was not bad. Just people who believe in the Jewish religion or whatever, so they're killing off those people. And this guy's grandfather or whatever got killed, and this big ass not troll, is just this big ass guy or whatever, just comes, Gollum, is trying to teach him about the language and the work that his grandfather did to stop these stool people. And one of them was trying to kill them, and the Gollum killed him. He said the guy that was hunting his grandfather and killed his grandfather. So they stopped the Thule and killed them. So the Gollum and the guy that was the grandfather's kid or whatever, that was related to his grandfather or something, they were able to move on with their lives. So yeah. This episode's getting a 4.5 out of 5. It wasn't bad. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for right now for the second part. I'll be coming back at you for the next part, which I might be explaining almost the rest of it. So, at least I'm doing most of these videos pretty quickly, because there's not really much to tell about these episodes. So, I think I explained it in decent detail, I think. So I'll see you in the next video for however many I'm gonna do. So, thanks for watching.